Money has always been an important tool, and every generation has had its own ways of investing money or making it last a bit longer. You can ask your grandparents about the good old days, and you'll be surprised at the wisdom that is still applicable today. Number 10. Use what you already have. People of old didn't have delivery apps and probably lived far from the nearest convenience store. That meant that getting something was an intentional trip, not a passing thought in the middle of your cooking. You probably had to walk for miles and hope that what you were looking for was in stock and the store was open. That meant you didn't always get to make the meal you hoped for, but used what you had. If you thought of making cakes but found you didn't quite have enough sugar, you probably changed the recipe to sugarless cakes. The same was true for clothes and shoes. If you had a dance coming up, you wore your Sunday best rather than commissioning an outfit that would take forever. Old Fashioned Frugal Living was founded on gratitude for what you already had. Rather than thinking of adding to your book pile, read the books you have. Your shoes are most likely perfect for that interview you are going for. What you have is enough for your present needs. Number 9. Entertain yourself. As we've gained access to more platforms and sources of entertainment, we've also put ourselves at the mercy of someone else's idea for fun. We would rather go to a comedy club or attend a concert where someone will amuse us. We are a generation that pays to be entertained because we can't stand boredom. There's nothing wrong with being entertained, but if your option is to always look for fun outside yourself, then you need to tap deeper into your creativity. The old-fashioned way is to play games at home. Have the sort of picnics Jane Austen wrote about. Read a book or go stargazing or birdwatching. If our eyes are constantly glued to our screens, we'll miss the small priceless moments. Go to the beach with your kids or plan a simple date night at home. Make home videos or have a family tournament. This could be with board games or other talents you are great at, like singing or art. At the end of your life, you will not be counting how much you spent on the movies, but your favorite memories with the people you love. Number 8. Make your own garments. Sewing is a great skill to have, back then and now. It was easier to save money when you didn't have to go out buying clothes every other month. This is especially true when you have children that quickly outgrow everything you buy them. The trick is to make your own garments. If you are handy with a pair of scissors, needle, and thread, you can change up your clothes to something practical. If your dress is a tight fit, cut it up into a skirt. Change your old trousers to shorts. They saved money doing this, and you can too. Don't throw away your old clothes because of a tiny rip or snaggy zip. Try to fix them before you give up on them. Don't frown on hand-me-downs either. You can change them up to fit your style with a few stitches while saving plenty of money. If you've got yarn and are great at knitting, you can make your own sweaters, socks, and blankets as well. Some people take it a notch higher by making their own curtains and tablecloths. You can buy a sewing machine and make an investment for your family's wardrobe. Number 7. Grow your own food. Food is something we can't do away with. Rather than deal with the uncertainty of food scarcity and high food prices, growing your own food provides some food security. Gardening and farming were a big part of everyday life back then, and they can be a part of your life now. You'll probably hear about a chicken coop or a vegetable patch that your grandparents had in their backyard. Since you don't have to feed an army, you can start small. Grow some potatoes and carrots to cut your grocery budget. You can also grow a fruit tree, like a lime tree. You can also trust the production process of food you've grown yourself. No treatments and all other forms of biological engineering. If you produce more than you consume, you could sell the extra for profit, or simply donate to a family in need. If you have a bigger lot, you could think of getting some livestock. Besides, gardening is good exercise and will give you a healthy appreciation of what it takes to put a meal on the table. If you can't grow your own food, take advantage of local farmers and markets near you. Some farms allow you to pick out the produce yourself, like strawberries and blueberries. This will also help you save money. Number 6. Do your own house repairs. You can spend less money if you are your own handyman. Your house, your responsibility was how past generations viewed their homes. If the thicket around your hedge was getting out of control, it was up to you to give it a trim. The same went for broken fences and faulty stairs, expanding and redecorating a room, or simply putting up a bookshelf. Keeping a house in tip-top condition is great for resale value and gives you a great place to relax. However, these days, it seems more convenient to outsource everything. Unfortunately, it becomes more costly in the long run. It might seem like a few dollars, but if you are handing it over for someone else to mow your lawn, change your light bulbs, paint your rooms, and assemble your media console, it starts to add up pretty quickly. A quick online tutorial is great to get you started. It might seem odd the first time, but you will get the hang of it, and your bank account will thank you for it. Aside from your house repairs, there are also other things you can do by yourself at home, like cutting your own hair and doing your own nails. Number 5. Mind the utilities. Humankind has taken great steps to achieve ease and comfort. Indoor plumbing, electricity, gas stoves, internet and mobile phones, and personal vehicles. It's important to remember that with great power comes great responsibility, and that doesn't only apply to Spider-Man. To enjoy these utilities, you need to exercise some caution. The people of old didn't have some of these utilities, or were used to living without them, that they didn't have to think twice. They hand-washed their clothes and braided their hair to dry and style it out. They also went days without showering, or wore some of the same clothes for a long period of time. While we are not advocating for you to give up your utilities and do exactly what they did, you can be more conscious about your resources in your own way. Turn off the lights as you leave the room. Close the taps as well, and only run your washing machine and dishwasher when they are full. Open windows or pile the layers on instead of using the AC, and review your phone plans to make sure it works for you. When you can, hang out your clothes to dry and let your food defrost in the heat of the sun. Consider walking to places that are close by instead of driving over. Once you make those little changes, you'll be pleased with the big changes in your bills. Number 4. Fill up your pantry. It was not uncommon to walk into a house pantry back in the day and find it filled with canned food or dry goods. People stocked up on food because it is essential and goes so fast, especially if you are feeding your little village of a family. Therefore, it helps to stock up when you can. Buy in bulk when you find a sale. This works best for items like rice, cereal, and flour. You can also get your favorite snacks since they won't cost as much. Preserving food also helps. Older generations were great at this and had jars upon jars of things like honey, jam, tomato sauce, and more. Most of these were also homemade. You can make your own too and store them up for seasons when you don't have as much. Since we also have access to a freezer, you can also take advantage of that and freeze some foodstuffs. You have better control of your money when you don't have to worry about food with every purchase. Number 3. Drink water. Ever heard the statement, "Water is life"? That might be an exaggeration, but there is some truth to it. Your body needs water to function, and if you are dehydrated, you will experience piercing headaches and nausea. Doctors advise that you should take at least 3 liters of water a day. Beyond the scientific backing for water, it is also a good move financially. You have free access to water in your home, and it is usually cheaper at any restaurant you may choose to eat at. Instead of spending money on soda, juices, coffee, tea, and alcohol, drink water. It is the healthier option and more financially sound. You can further cut costs by getting a reusable water bottle to carry with you wherever. Number 2. Eat at home. Having your home-cooked meals beats eating out any day. It does not matter if the best you can do is put together a sandwich. This will save you in terms of money, health, and time. The old generations knew this and did their best to cook at home. Going to a restaurant was a treat they saved up for and something they did once in a while. The average American spends at least $3,500 every year on just eating out. It's easy to see how that adds up, with fast food deliveries, get-togethers with friends and family, and simply buying lunch at work or school. You are able to take note of the ingredients you use and pick up a great useful skill as you cook and eat at home. To take your frugal living even further, you can use your grandparents' frugal recipes and make a great meal with a few ingredients. In case of leftovers, you don't have to worry about wasting food, but you can store it for later. You also tap into your creativity as you play around with the recipes. Most importantly, you'll save money since you will only spend on what you actually want to eat. Before we get into number 1, make sure to check out the links in the description for our best recommendations to boost your savings. Number 1. Pay with cash. Credit cards have become a widely accepted mode of payment. It's hard to imagine a life where this was not the case. They are so common now, it's not hard to find someone with multiple cards. Unfortunately, that means more people with credit card debt. Reports show that every 1 in 4 Americans has credit card debt. That could be your relative, your friend, or yourself. A few years ago, people paid in cash for what they wanted. If you had no cash, you didn't get the item. It was as simple as that, and this made it easy for them to track their spending and stay out of debt. Therefore, paying with cash will help you enjoy your frugal living. If you are fond of shopping, it's best for you to walk out with the exact amount of money you will need. This means writing out a budget and having a shopping list. It is also important that you stick to them. Otherwise, the budget and shopping lists are just wishful thinking. Research shows that people are less likely to make random purchases when they have to hand out their money. It hurts to see how fast money runs out, and you'll be able to align your priorities and make better financial decisions.